reliability, whenever that it is being given the program, so that time for that input it should raise the error messages. Okay, for that only it is connected with the number of error messages. Reusability connects to program and inheritance, because we will be going to use only those things for the new product. Inheritance classes that will be going to use it, inherited properties that will be going to use it, and program snips that will be going to take, and that will be going to reuse it in the new programming or new products. Usability concerns with number of errors and length of the user manual, because only they need that by using that user manual they will going to operate that program, okay, or project. So how many errors that they will going to get, those things only they are concentrating, not with the other things. Okay, programming code, whatever the code they will write, so only the input they will going to give, output they should get. So that's what they will be going to concentrate on, the usability. Always it has some problems, that is measurement problems with the industry. Okay, it is nothing but, so any product metrics that you are going to use it, quality purposes, okay, you should have some standardization process. Those standards, if you are not going to meet, the problems are going to be there. So whatever that you will be going to specify the standards, okay, that it should be accepted. Okay, like some other models like cards with there, so come, so where that products are going to be already executed and there is no errors in that, those things that you will be going to adapt into your system, then that time you should not give any error messages or problems that should create in the system. Sometimes if it is going to create at the time of integration and all these things, so that will be the problems for the measurement. There is some overheads are going to be there for the additional measurements and things added, adds the additional overhead for the process by introducing this measurements. Means always whenever that you want to suggest some things, okay, input is going to be given, output you will be going to get, but thing is that instead of giving proper input, improper input if you are going to give it, so that it is the measurement is going to take place, the errors are going to be prone for that. So you have to avoid all these things. It's the overhead for measurement for the industry. It is going to be, you should always, whatever that product is going to be there, that you should consider for the betterment of the product. Okay, you should give such a way that proper input documentation is given, SRS is given. According to that, if you want to work, this product is going to be fine. If not, okay, if you are not working with the existing input, okay, some flaws are going to be there in that, then according to that only the output you will be going to get. So when you will be going to measure these things, the problems are going to be more. Okay, so that's why you should have the standard format for all these things. What is this empirical software engineering? It says about the empirical, it is having some standards in this. Okay, it is nothing but it is the experiment way that the system is getting collected the information and it is getting executed. Okay, for that you will be going to validate by using the hypothesis for the softwares. That is methods that you will be going to use for that hypothesis you will be going to write. According to that you should process. Usually this is going to be used in the research organization. Okay, so empirical software is going to be used in the research organization where the experiments are going to be done based on the hypothesis. Okay, it has some qualities. Okay, the classic of product metrics, or we can say the different classes are there. Dynamic metrics is there, static metrics is there. Excuse me. Dynamic metrics is nothing but measuring the programs at the time of execution. Static matrix already it is going to be present. The system is going to have the structured way, so that you will be going to measure it. In the case of dynamic matrix, you will be going to measure the reliability and efficiency of the product. In case of static matrix, that you will be measure the complexity and understandability of the product. Okay, so these things, product matrix, it will be already discussed in the previous slide. Okay, the matrix, static matrix, you have some of the points in this. Fan in and fan out, this is a matrix, number of inputs and number of outputs. Okay, so one input is going to be given, one output you should get. If more than one input, more than one output also, you will be able to get it. Okay, the reason for that is fan in and fan out. How many inputs that you will be going to give, those many outputs you will be going to get, either one or many. The length of the code, it is going to be always, it is going to be observed. If the more length of code you will be going to write, it's a complexity is going to be more in that. So what happens, it may prone to errors. It may prone to errors. Cyclomatic complexity. So that's what I said in the previous slides. Okay, it is measured by the program understandability. How many number of times that it is going to loop. That by using cyclomatic complexity functionality, that we can able to assess it. Length of identifiers, program length, that is going to be variable length, that is going to be. See, for the factorial program, simple factorial program, okay, if you write just int, okay, it is going to take maximum of 8 as an input. If you give 9, okay, it is going to raise the error message, because the length of that variable which is being mentioned in the program is going to be maximum, it is going to take factorial of 8. Okay, 9th factorial, it is not going to be fit in that. Means whether it is a machine is going to be going to check with the whether it is a 16-bit computer, 32-bit computer, 64-bit computer. Based on that, the length is being identified. So for 16-bit, it is going to be not possible in that. So you should go for the higher version of that. Higher version is something what your long int, that it is going to consider. So you must know about that, those things. Okay, in the length of identifiers and depth of conditional nestings. You should not write continuously so many condition ladder if statements. Okay, instead of that, you should go for the case statement. Instead of writing the conditional statement, you can go for case statements. There is a fog index we discussed. What is this fog index? It is nothing but measure of average length of words and sentences in a document. Okay, so higher the value of the document for fog index, okay, more it is understandable. It is difficult and document is going to be understand. If you are going to write, number of statements are going to be more. Okay, so you will not going to understand what exactly that it is. Okay, word should be simple and it should be understandable. Okay, so okay, object oriented matrix source is going to be there here. The same it is going to be considered for the measurement. Okay, weighted methods for class. How many classes are going to be there in that? Okay, the complexity nature of that class, that it should be checked in this. It should be how many number of objects are going to be there, functionalities are going to be there. Okay, if more objects are going to be there, more functionalities are going to be there in that, so it is going to be more complex in nature. Okay, then depth of inheritance trees, number of methods, number of functionalities. If you are going to use that as an inheritance concept, so if it is going to be more, then complexity is going to raise. Number of children for that particular object, okay, or functions that it is going to be. It measures the number of immediate subclasses of the class. One class is being there, under that so many subclasses that you want to write. They are nothing but a child of that particular class. Okay? So it should not be in the more depth that you should have it. Coupling between the object classes means combining between both classes.